Hi everyone, this is Kathy Gross, Cook with Bookkeeping Clean and Simple, and today is the second video in my series on working with the new menu or the new navigation in QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Online Accountant. I will put the link to the first video in the description, so be sure to watch that if you haven't seen it already. And today we're actually going to do a little bit more of a deep dive than we did last time. We're going to add some bookmarks, and I'm going to show you what happens to some of these that we rearrange and stuff. But before we get into that, I ask that you would please like and subscribe to my channel, share it with others. And if you want to get notified of any future videos that I do, go ahead and turn on the notification settings. This will help me grow my channel. It'll help with the algorithms to get me going in that direction. I primarily provide content for accountant users, but anyone who finds value in what I share is welcome to be a member. I primarily do training with QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks desktop platforms for anyone needing that kind of training. So anyway, I hope that this stuff will help you and you want to join me. So with that said, as you can see, we're in my Kathy bookkeeping test file, and I have turned on the privacy setting, which I'm not really going to go into, but that just basically turns off these two areas right here. That has really nothing to do with today's content, but I wanted to point that out, that you can do that. You can toggle this to turn it off and on. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple of things. First, we're going to add a bookmark. So we're going to go over here and we're going to go ahead and click on add a bookmark. And what that's going to do is it's going to bring up a list of all the different things that we can bookmark. Say, for instance, I like going into the chart of accounts a lot. I also like going into the bank transactions a lot, and I also like running reports a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, find that down here, and also I think I'll add reconcile to the screen, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and save these, all right? And then you'll notice what happens when I do that. So under the bookmarks menu, you can see that I have all these here, but right now they are in the order in which I click them through here, and maybe I want to reorganize those. So here we go. Now that I have these on here, I can reorganize these how I want to. So say I want to go to the bank transactions more frequently than some of the other things. So I can move that to the top of the list. Maybe I want to put the chart of accounts towards the bottom because I may not need that as much. Maybe I want to do the reconcile underneath the bank transactions. And then once I do that and save that, you'll see the order changes based on what I put here. And so that's very handy. And I love it, again, that they've moved the bookmarks to the top of the menu here, because that just makes more sense for it to go up there. Intuit did a really smart thing by moving that up to the top. Now, if we go to the regular menu, you can also see that there's a place to modify stuff in there. So let's just say in the regular menu stuff, you may not use some of this stuff. So you can actually uncheck some of these things. So if you click on the pencil icon here, you can actually remove some of these things that you won't use. Say you're not going to be using payroll within QuickBooks Online. You're not going to use the time tracker. You may or may not use projects, and you're not going to use the taxes area. Of course, some of this other stuff you'll want to keep in. And of course, you're probably not going to use the e-commerce stuff maybe. I mean, this will be totally up to you, whatever you decide you want to keep in or leave out or whatever. So once you do that, you can go ahead and save that as well. And then what happens is those items disappear, but they don't disappear in total. If you come down to where it says more, then you can actually access these things. They're just not going to be prominent in this list. So basically, it's similar to what you could do in QuickBooks Desktop, where you can organize your menu to make it function towards what you use most often and how you use it. So we can actually go back into this menu and click on this pencil, and we can reorganize these things around. Say maybe we want to go ahead and put the books review at the top, and you know, we can actually change any of these orders, and maybe my accountant up at the top, even maybe underneath books review, so that way you can communicate with your client and that kind of thing. So, and then any of these things can probably be reorganized. And we can change our mind and take off banking services. And maybe we don't need the app center in there, but we might need all this other stuff in there. So let's go ahead and save, and you'll see the changes take effect over here. And then those other things that we removed are down here in the bottom. So this basically, I can see where it can be very helpful when you're trying to set this up in a way that works best for you. Now, this does not override what your client will see. Your client, when they get this access to their own file, they can organize it to their benefit. But as far as you as the accountant user working in it on your end, then this is tailored towards your use. So anyway, I hope this helps you today. Y'all take care, and we will see you soon, and have a great week.